Perfect lives right next to disaster. And if you never get to disaster's house, you may never know where perfect lives. So taking your makeup to the point where it is a disaster can actually teach you a lot. So this is one of the things you can do in your dates with yourself when you're playing with your makeup, is to just keep pushing things. So yesterday I did this contour look, and today I'm gonna just push it a little bit further. And if we get to the point where it looks like a hot mess, that's okay. But we're gonna start by brightening the bright areas. And I'm just gonna see if a little bit worked, what happens when we use a lot, okay? So I'm gonna take a small brush and just go in and brighten with this pink pressed powder from Because in the places where I was bright, and see if, you know, dialing that up a notch is really helpful. We had highlights right here. We had highlights right here. In the middle of the forehead. Okay, so far, I think it looks pretty good. Let's take a little bit of a contour color. I don't want to use a bronzer because that's going to have some shimmer in it. But if I take a contour color and deepen where the darker colors are, let's see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna start off small and we kind of had that contour right here on the eyelid and it went underneath. Let's deepen that effect a little bit. Right here, remember that line that went up to the tail of the brow? Let's do that on the other side. And then I'll use a bigger brush to go in and darken on the sides of the forehead. So far, I don't think it's a disaster, but I'm not really sure that it's making much of an improvement either. And this is great to know because it took me all of, 2 minutes and now an experience telling me what to do instead of a fear keeping me from doing something. We'll do a little bit more on the nose, and I'm pretty sure that any more would end up being a disaster. I don't like a whole lot there, but this came all the way to almost to the mouth. So we'll deepen that just a little bit. And see, now I feel like it looks dirty already right here, but darkening the other areas really was okay. So I feel like I could have gone stronger in those areas, but this right here needed to be pretty subtle because now it looks like my skin's just a little dirty. So there's my information, right? I can reduce that. I don't have to take everything off. I can just go back over it with a little bit of my foundation brush and just kind of knock it back. And then next time I know exactly where my ending point is. I'm also going to boost the blush a little bit. So I think we found our boundary with the highlight and the contour, but let's take this a little further. So we started right on the cheek, and then they just kept it in a circle. It's such a hard habit to reach back up here, but they really did just keep it in a circle right here. And then there was quite a bit. I'm going to use my finger. Oh, it matches. Oh my gosh, look at that. Perfect match with my nail color. Yeah, we haven't gotten to disaster yet. This just looks really good. I'm going to put it on actually with a lip brush so I can get into the edges and get some of the parts of my lip that are maybe just a little more challenging, and having that little build of a color, especially in the Cupid's bow, is going to give you a much more full and complete lip. Clean up that bottom edge. I think we could go further with the blush. Let's see if we're gonna get to disaster. Okay, now we're starting to look a little, now we're starting to look a little bit like a doll that a child got a hold of. Okay, so we'll knock that back a little bit. And now we know 1 extra dose of blush is fine. 3 is very much not okay. All right, and then anytime I darken my makeup in other areas, it always makes me want to go back in and darken my brows, so I'll probably do that. But now you know what it looks like to play with your boundaries, push them a little too far so that you know exactly how far you can go.